I mean, there's that one expression, like father like son. There's a sublime difference from either becoming a monster or choosing to be a monster. One is more easily forgiven, because you're committing evil either unintentionally or trying to mitigate it at least. The other is you're actively destroying and conquering for the sake of it to secure a position of power. Striking out on your own is always a tenuous situation to unfold. What was it like moving out for your first time? Your first job? Your first school? What about sleeping over at a friend's place? Unsurety and uncertainty can crumble anyone's foundation. Knowing things secures you safety. The unknown is an anomaly that can disintegrate your entire life's work. Perceiving everything as a threat is one of the more certified ways of self-destruction. After all, if you treat everyone as an enemy, you'll never develop friendships. And if it's 100 against 1, odds are the one is gonna croak first. Of course, that's where cheating comes in, right? There's a reason we've banned drug abuse in our Olympic events. It unnecessarily raises the bar for all competitors, and it forces damage upon people for the pure sake of being better than the other guy. You can't fall prey to this sort of stuff. Not even just from a moral perspective, but from a self-survival one. What happens if the drugs dry up and there's no more? You keel over and die. Your body no longer has the dependency it's developed. You need to be strong from within, not from the outside. Being at the top of a ladder will guarantee two things. You have the high ground, and you're at the mercy of everyone below you. You're standing where everyone else wants to be, but the moment the guy below you decides he's had enough is when the threat starts to loom. And if all of them join up and take you down, things will just get worse for everyone. But surely some people realize you need to be at a key intersection during your life to help society move along, right? Humanity to move along. And refusing your role in the manifest destiny will utterly decimate everyone else involved. How much can you sacrifice of yourself to help out with the world around you? Physically, mentally, spiritually? Manpower is one thing. Your thought process is another. How about the moral fiber of your being, though? Is that too much to ask? Joyful is a story not about someone who's recognized their potential and ability to strive in life. It's about someone who's become completely egotistical and destructive. They're of no benefit now to anyone because of how they choose to live their life. They refuse to see the betterment of the choices they decide upon, and how much the world would bloom and prosper if taken care of. Buddy spends her time thinking that eliminating threats and non-threats will ultimately secure a victory for her in the end, because then there is no more choice to be made afterwards. There will only be a single option left. Forget the fact that people in the past have genuinely tried to help and assist her, as they too realize the stakes are too high to fuck this up, all for personal reasons. But she disregards this. It's no longer a factor for her. And whether this is because of her growing impassionate impression of the world, or due to simple drug abuse, or maybe a combination of the two, is unclear, but not really mattering much in the end. Brad was the misguided. All good intentions, completely terrible decisions. Buddy is the opposite. Completely evil and destructive tendencies, simply with an authoritative and self-respecting motive. After all, everyone wants to have respect for themselves, right? What you choose to do in life, how you utilize yourself, treating your body with respect. But there are things bigger than us, and fighting back is acceptable. But massacre? That's another thing. There are many more choices to consider than just killing everyone you meet. I beat the game without using Joy once. I sort of thought there'd be an alternate ending like in Painful, but I was actually wrong, so don't hold back. Though do note, it is possible. Once you get the Mend skill, fights are infinitely easier, and you don't have to worry about stuff nearly as much. But you'll only get this ability about halfway through the game. From there on, when you get the poison attack, that'll secure you every fight in the game. Just spam those two over and over, you won't lose. I saw some complaints about how a lack of a party system did this game some harm. I don't think the game required it. This is a personal story of one person, and it's supposed to reflect that by having the protagonist be alone in her travels. Need I remind you that you can essentially play Painful as Brad alone, only needing party members for key events rather than for fights. There were also concerns about how the story sort of reveals plot points that didn't need explaining. I understand this one a bit more, but I don't think anything that was said didn't need to be hidden. Further understanding of the joy drug and mutants, revealing that there's a mastermind behind all of this. Just because stuff was mysterious at the start doesn't mean it couldn't be talked about later. Now, my personal favorite fight here was Big Lincoln. No, I did not pick easy mode. Joyful is only for those looking for closure from painful. It has no relevance to anyone unfamiliar with Lisa in general. I mean, overall, yeah, it's a bit weak. Dude, where's my Olaf MMO? Seriously, come on.